So the impact so far of coronavirus on your company, it seems to be a 1-2 punch. First, from a supply chain standpoint in China, and now from a demand standpoint. I guess explain to us, break down for us what the impact has been so far and why that has resulted in some of these layoffs.
Sure. Well, I mean, the biggest issue is, we are financed by banking institutions, and when they see either a trade war or a coronavirus situation, they want to know how that's going to affect your forward-looking earnings. So we have to try to project. And if we have to project our earnings are going to decline because we either have a challenge with the supply chain or demand, that's going to affect our borrowing. So like the Secretary said, we're going to need support for small and medium-sized businesses by the government. They're going to have to help backstop the banks so the banks can backstop small business. So from our standpoint, we were looking at a supply chain crunch with China shutting down. Now China's opening back up, and the factories are coming back online, so we don't anticipate a further slowdown there. Now it becomes a demand issue. So we're worrying about, this concept of the economy shutting down at certain levels. We're here in Florida, and there are hotels all up and down the coast here that we're waiting for spring breakers to come in. Those folks aren't coming. And if those folks don't come, those hotel rooms are going to be empty, and those hotel owners are going to have a real problem. Are the banks going to come in and foreclose on those hotels? Well, we know that everybody's going to go back on vacation in 6 or 9 months. So this is a real short-term problem, and it really is going to take the central government's getting together with the banks to helping to backstop businesses.
So in terms of those governments getting together with the banks, the proposals that we've seen so far, and I realize that we're still awaiting many details, but from a fiscal policy standpoint, what are the very best or most effective things that the government could do for a business like yours right now?
So it was a long time ago, but I remember in the 70s when there was an economic problem, they did a freeze. When inflation was going crazy, they did a wage and a price freeze. And that kind of just stalled things out for a while to let things cool down. So I think the government really needs to come in and tell banks, hey, you need to kind of freeze. You need to chill with your clients and help your clients get through this period for 3 to 6 months or so, and really just cool down. Because if the banks start to panic and they come in and start to call in their loans, we're going to have some real carnage.
Jay, I've only got a couple seconds left. Reuters is on the tape now, citing sources. Boeing freezes new hiring, except in certain critical areas. How did you make the call between hiring freeze and actually bringing headcount down?
Well, really, we had to look at our balance sheet going forward, and we realized that we had to prepare. If earnings were going to decline, we had to cover that by overhead reductions. And the simplest way to do that, I can't get out of my lease. I can't get my landlord to give me a reduction in rate. We had to go with layoffs. We hope we can bring those people back. But in the near term, that's the way people lower their overhead. Labor's the way. And it's unfortunate. We need some help. And the people who are getting laid off are going to need help. I don't think people need a payroll tax cut.
I understand.
People are working. It's the people that aren't.